Hello everyone. I just watched a YouTube video on the Twin Oaks community in Virginia, and it's a community of about 100 people, and it's a community that I've been kind of learning about over the last couple of years that feels really inspiring, and I feel it has like a lot of similar parts to the concept and the model to like the local Earth villages. And also want to be clear that like not claiming that what we're striving to do is the same as this, but I was going to share this video on their labor and governance models. I think it's just got some interesting concepts in it, and they are an egalitarian community. And so again, like not claiming that like we're striving to do the exact same thing in this, just sharing these videos and thoughts to like get everybody's wheels turning about different concepts around like labor and governance. Thus far, we have been talking about having, maybe 4, 5, or 6 businesses cooperatively owned and managed like within the villages. And, it could be like a building company, a farm, maybe a cafe, potentially like a healing and wellness or retreat center. So whatever these, several businesses are that are held within the community. And the idea we're talking about currently is that everybody would work, we're aiming towards like 20 hours a week on village projects and for village companies. And, maybe one day you're working with the farm, one day you're working with the building company, one day you're working in the retreat center, in the cafe. And for those 20 hours a week, every village member gets a place to live in the village, 3 meals a day, like in the village lodge, all the basic kind of utilities, amenities of, water, electricity, internet, stuff like that. So basically everything that you need for a basic, simple, healthy life for those like 20 hours per week. And knowing that like when we first get started, maybe it might require more, maybe we have to like work 25 or 30 hours a week, but really just questioning that unexamined assumption that life is about working 40 hours a week, that like who wrote that, is that written in the stars somewhere? And really truly feel that working at that Dunbar's number of a group of around 150 people are really efficiently working together to grow their own food, build their own structures, generate their electricity, that we can do that in a super efficient way, that maybe 20 hours a week is ample time to like meet all of our basic needs. And then above that, if people want to be entrepreneurs and have their own businesses and want to make a lot of external like dollar bills in the external economy, like they can totally do that if they want to have more money, or if people are just really happy with the like really simple, like they do their 20 hours work of like a week of contributions, and then the rest of the time they're hanging out playing music with their friends and sitting in the hammock and learning another language, playing music, whatever. So that's a little outline of like some of the direction we're thinking in going towards kind of the working and the contributions, where the similar to, if any of you have known, you can look up the 12 tribes like in the yellow delis. They do something similar where everybody like works either on the farm or in one of the cafes, and that goes like into the kind of the communal pot of the village. And so there's what they call income sharing communities, and then communities that are not income sharing, where everybody does their own thing. And so I think that it seems like we'll have some kind of hybrid of like the basic amenities, like would be income sharing of working on the cooperatively managed businesses together, and that like meets all the basic needs for everybody. And then if people want to do their own kind of business stuff outside of that, then that's great, and they do that with their own income. And so those are a couple kind of basic outlines of some of the like the labor system that we're looking at. And then they talk about here in this video as well that I'm going to share their governance model. And as I've mentioned earlier, we've been looking a lot into like sociocracy and holacracy. And so we're not attached to any specific like system at this point, but the primary, like some of the important parts are that the authority is distributed throughout like the whole village. So there's not any like one CEO, president, king, queen, leader, that it's very much more council based. So, you know, not attached to calling it sociocracy or holacracy. That those seem to be the most current innovative models that demonstrate some of those systems. So yeah, just a little video just to talk about some of the potential kind of labor systems and governance systems for the villages. And then I'll share this, I'll probably start sharing a decent amount of information on different communities. There's a couple good videos on Twin Oaks that people can start watching just to like learn about different ways that different villages and communities around the world are operating. And then we as a group, as we move forward with local Earth Villages, will continue to refine and choose like what systems we feel will work best for our villages and communities. So wishing y'all a beautiful day. Aloha.